found the time to come our the third lesson about React.js library. Today we will cover what is it, high order components, and how to attach animation to your components. So first I will begin from the mistake about what I created about. So from the new documentation we can read about lifecycle who component will mount. Yes, it was here, will mount first, and did mount. Component will mount, they doesn't recommend to put any side effects or subscription to this method. Our Ajax request, it's a side effects, so we can't put it to there. Because synchronous method will not trigger re-rendering and our application will not show our articles. But in our example it works because Axios library uses promises, uses asynchronous flows. Because of it, it works. But if we change something to synchronous, it will not work. So, because of it, we need to change to the did mount. Yes, and one more thing, will mount fires before constructor, before initial of our state. It means in this phase, component did mount doesn't know what is it this set state. It will be error. So please pay attention for it. I create comment, put side effect to component did mount. So we will begin from high order components, what is it and how to work with it. So first, as you remember in our articles, we had not only title, text, date, we have also comments. First I suggest to show it also. But first let's see how it will look via schema. So in app we send request to get our articles, pass some props to the form, pass some props to article list pass these credentials to the article, and every article should have also comment list and comment. So we pass comments there. Also comment list will have state is open, we will toggle it, and pass credentials about comments, user and text. So let's create these components to show our comments to our application. So we don't need it. So first let's create two more components, comment, list, and comment. So comment import React from React class comment extends from React component. Do you see?
Yep.
Yes, it's okay. Extends from React component, and we need to export default our component. So
Comment, maybe only rename.
oh yes, sorry. Comment. Thanks. So yes. So also we need to say what the props it will be as arguments. So we need to import also prop types from prop types, and here write just static prop types. What we will have? We will have user, name, and text. So we write user, it's a prop types string is required, and the same with text. Good. So now we render our component. It will be like a So we need to return component div. It will be and here also. We need pull out from props our user and text, and here just write text strong by user. So this is our comment component. So we have text of the comment and who is author of this comment. So let's go to the comment list. So also here import React and component from React, prop types, from prop types, and write comment list extends from component, and we need to export it. So here first we will have state is open. So for example, for the default state, we don't want to see all comments of this article. So we will have state is open, false. Great. And method render to return our component. Here we've got comments via props. Here, for example, we will write comment lists. Comment list. So, and we need to map our comments and pull out from this array user and text. So comments.map comment use arrow function, and here we use destructurization got user text from comment and should return so it will be Lee, it's a list, and what we will write here, any expectation, what should we pass to the Lee?
The component.
Yes, we need to pass component here. We need import comment from comment and pass comment and pass here user as user and text as text. That's all. So here we put ul comment list. Works. So also we need add method which will toggle show our components, or it should be disappeared. Handle toggle, and here we should change our state. So it will be this set state, our state based on the previous one. It means we need to pass function here, pref state, and return object is open, pref state is open. Is it clear?
We can write maybe in short.
Short away, for example.
You can write that this is state, and you write is open, and it will be revert by
Okay, I understand you.
Yeah, that's right.
But we can do it, but this state based on the previous state. We change from true to false, from false to true. So it means this is asynchronously. And from the first lesson, I said about that if your state based on the previous state, for example, toggler, you need pass functions because set state is asynchronous and it may be unpredictable value. So
I have a question. This pref state
yes.
will be true or false?
No, pref state it's an object. This object, which includes is open and previous value of is open. So here we should pass also, for example, let's write if this const state is open, and right, if is open, we will show comment list. If not, we will not show it. And here we add like a button which will toggle our state. Div button type button. So here we will show or hide comments. Here also will be if is open. If it's open, we write hide comments. Yes. If it's not shown, we would like to show it. It's clear? Cool. And here we write on click and pass this method here. This handle toggle. So our components are ready. And we need to put these components to our article, to every article. Article text. And here let's import comment list from comment list. And just pass it here. But we should also pass comments. Yes? Yes, from props. Comments equals comments, but our article doesn't know what is comments, which also need to pass it via props. Comments. Let's go to up. And here we should pass also articles. Yes, we pass it. So comments. Yes, let's render it. Something wrong. Let's debug. What's a mistake? Country map of undefined. So we close everything. We map comments. So I think it's undefined. Let's go to this props, to article. Where? Sorry?
I'm not sure that there is some problem with, I think, with the comments, because for each article we have separated
Yes.
set of comments.
Yes.
And I'm not sure that you pass it
Yes.
through.
You're right. Sorry. Yes. And here we have also comments. No. Comments. And pass comments. Here. Now it should work. Yes. Whew. So show comments. Yes. Show comments. Yes. It works.
Do we have any error now?
No, we don't have.
Because we did not pass the key to the.
Oh yes, you're right. We don't pass key. So if we go to key, yes, as you remember, key it's a attribute which helps React to render from performance perspective. So for every map method, we should pass key attribute. So let's go to comment list, and here just write key ID, and we've got ID from comment because every comment has ID. So you're right, Lynn. Works. So now we have all comments for every article. Why we created in our course? Let's go to the yes.
Can I ask some question? Is that key have to be unique for all HTML or just for given component?
Yes, it should be unique in given component, in given loop.
Okay.
So it should be unique only
So
here.
If we have some article with ID1 and comment with ID1, it's
Yes,
okay,
it's also about database, creating of database. Every article should be unique, and
yeah.
every comment should be unique. Yes, you was right about that. This unique shouldn't be the same like this one. So the whole comments, all comments should be unique.
But it is all, it's
Not only in loop, the all HTML, every comment is unique.
only comment.
Only comment, yes. Okay. It may be the same with the article,
Okay.
but comment should be unique. Next. So why we render it? If you go to Schema, do you see any like the same properties or states in our components? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 comments already. Do you see any like yes? This open. If we go to article list, we have no, not article list, article. We have state is open, and we have handle click, the method which toggle. If we go to comment list, we have the same. We have a method which toggles the state and the state. Here we introduce what is it, high order component. Because as you know, dry principle, don't repeat yourself. If you have code which you repeat, we need to create function or something like that. So because of it, we go to the hook documentation. It calls high order components, but it's not a component. It's a function that takes a component and return a new component. It's like a wrapper, but it's not inheritance in object-oriented programming. It's just like a wrapper which gets, oh, where is it? For example, if we put, yes, here, we have function which in argument new component and return the newest component which pass all props, states and methods. So let's beat our hook for the article and comment list. So how it will be? In file structure, it's better to create the special directory for the hook, because hook it's not component, like it's better to use another directory for it. So hook, and here we create new JavaScript file which calls toggle led component. Because the same that we toggle our state. So toggle component. And here we write again import React from React and write just function toggle component. Here we have toggle component, and we return new one component class. It will be anonymous class. Class extends. Here we forget our component extends component. That's all. So export default toggle and just pass here state is open false and method we will copy from handle click handle toggle. So pref state, yes, method render return the same toggle component which we pass, for example, is open as no, we should pass our state to this component as props. For example, here we have only one state as one props and one method as the second props. But if we will have 1,000,000 states, how we should pass everything? Just use spread operator and just state. No, this state. That's all. So no, this state. This state and this props. So what else is open with pass? And also we need to pass our method. We call it handle toggle. This handle toggle. That's all. Our high order component is ready. So now we should wrap our comment list and article component to this toggle component. So let's go to the, for example, article. Yes. Let's import toggle component from hook toggle component. We should wrap our component to the high order component and the arguments this toggle component will be article. We don't need the state, we don't need method, just pull out from props is open. No, I'm not sure it's open. Let's first handle, how it calls, handle toggle. Yes, and if we pass this state, no, let's pass all states via is open. State is open. It's better to use spread operator for props because here we don't see any props, but we just, because if we don't write it, our props disappear. So let's go to here, article and is open, handle toggle without this. Let's test it. It's article, yes? Cool. So what doesn't like, cannot find model article? Oh, duplicate declaration is open. Yes, sorry. Looks good. So, and now we click. It works. So here let's go to comment list. We don't need state, we don't need handle toggle, we don't need this one. Oh no, so we need this one. And just is open and handle toggle. And don't need this. Import togglet component from hook togglet component and wrap it. Works. So how it looks like. Our hook is just like a black box, like a wrapper. We have one component, pass it via hook. Hook includes method, state, and pass it via props to this component. And we have new one component with these props. It looks like the inheritance in OP, but what the difference? Inheritance knows about his class. Object knows about his class. And you have public, private methods, but here is no. This component doesn't know about this hook. So you can't ask what, for example, in JavaScript instance of, here you can't fire it. So what the difference? I create also, yes, I create this, not create, find this link about difference between inheritance and composition. Composition, it's an architecturing type which we use in React. It's like this one, we have one main component, another component, it's like hierarchy. So please read it. This one, and high order components, this one.
Are you storing this link somewhere?
Yes, yes. In our wiki, I will create one more page. Yes, where we will keep all our links about description, what this is a link, and where I shared it with you, what the lesson, first, second, or fifth. Yes, it will be ready tomorrow when we publish the current lesson. Yes. So it was about higher order components. Let's create commit and continue. No need it. Any questions about hooks?
Yeah, I have one question. When you are talking about inheritance in this situation, you are talking about the extending, right?
Yes.
Okay. So, but what is better when you use this hook and when you use extending? Because in hook you can use only for one, maybe one method, right?
Let's open documentation. Documentation replies on this perfectly. At Fabus, we use React in thousands of components, and we haven't found any use cases where we would recommend created component inheritance hierarchy. It means that Facebook highly recommend don't use inheritance in your React application. Use only composition. So,
I have one more.
Yes.
Could you please open the
Application?
no file tablet comment?
Yes. Hook.
Yeah, and we can see the state.
Yes.
And can we know I'm not sure what is it state, because
State, it's a data which describes your component.
yeah, and we can have different state
Yes.
from the other component.
Yes.
Maybe, yeah. And what about, for example, if we have is open state in other component,
Yes.
and also we have one more here.
Okay.
Is there any conflicts?
Oh no. So every component is independent. So component doesn't know about what the siblings our application. Only parent components knows about his children, but children doesn't know about its parent, because with child component calls dumb component, like a stupid, stateless, I don't know. So it's independent. If you open one, yes, this component doesn't know who is it, what is it opened or not. So it will not conflict.
My question was about other things.
Yes.
I mean,
sorry.
For example, in child component we have state like I don't know, is open or not.
Okay.
Some number.
Okay.
And we have some state in the other component, for example, in article, but it have the same state, but used for other purposes.
Clear. Here it's a state, but here it's a props. It means if I create, for example, command list state is open, it will not conflict it, because this is a state, this is an open. It's two different objects. But if I pass the prop is open from example in article, here it will be conflict.
Okay.
So you need to think about it.
Okay.
Regarding this inheritance and I'm struggling to try to find why they don't want us to use the inheritance, the extends, because for me is, for example, I have one component that have more methods that is common for example remote.
Yes.
Let's say you're asking for some data and you doing something with that data, and it's, let's say it's two separate methods. So if you are creating some basic component which is have those two methods, and then you want to create from this component some and new component, so you have access to those two methods. But in this situation, you can wrap only one, right? You cannot overwrapping.
You can.
You can.
You can.
So you wrap now is toggle, and if you want something else, you really.
You can create one more and wrap it. And wrap it.
It's something like decorator.
Yes, like high ordered functions. One functions wrap another functions, wrap another functions. It's also high order components. One component from another component. This component wraps another component. When we will introduce Redux, it will be 2-3 level of wrapping. So it will be one more wrap here, like a connect.
But I still feel the extended is more about freedom. Here you have to keep some hierarchy, right, from top to the bottom.
But here you also can keep your hierarchy. React, it's a not object-oriented programming, but it's not also not functional programming. It's a mix. You have state, it's a from object-oriented. You have rendering, it's a from functional programming. It's a mix. But I agree with the Facebook guys. In real practice, I never seen that object-oriented inheritance approach is better than composition.
But they are just saying that, but they didn't provide the specific reason or something like that, which is make me feel.
No, I recommend you just
I will.
write it, because I I read you the conclusion, but here's more examples.
Yeah, I see.
We don't have time to,
Sure.
so you can read it.
So is it okay if I will never use extend?
No. Extends, we use it. Here it's not like inheritance. We use library, and every component.
No, I don't mean for the component, but for example, class article extends article list.
Oh no, never. I can say never, but you don't need it. You can create hook and wrap it. So, any question? But if you got this situation, share it please with us.
Because I think in, for example, Conrad project we are using
Yeah.
extends component.
We too. For example, the form, right? You have several methods useful for the form, and you don't use that everywhere. And they are
We need to
the same.
see. We need to see.
Maybe I didn't know about this this method, or let's say this wrapping. So I
Okay,
didn't
this
use-
architecture composition.
yeah.
Let's see. Let's see after lesson. You will show if you would like to share it.
Yeah.
But really, I've never seen situation when you say, oh, composition is doesn't match for our situation.
Oh,
Never seen, to be honest.
For me, I think it's maybe just because I knew about extend that.
Maybe you don't need use React for this situation at all,
Yeah.
because React doesn't help you to build application for everything, only for this one. So let's continue with animation. So let me create hook of toggled component. So as you see here, our application, we show and hide, and we would like to do it a little bit smoothly. For example, jQuery method fade in, fade out, something like that. React doesn't provide it, but there is a special like a library third-part component which provides you method where you can animate your appearance, disappearance, and so on. It calls CSS transition group. I will send you it here. It's a big documentation, it's really flexible. I will not show you all features, but I show you basic stuff which will cover more than 50% of your tasks. So, we need to import, we need to install first. Let's install it. npI-s React transition group and import it. So let's first render our article here. How it works? So we just wrap our items to this component, like this one. So let me, like this. I will explain you what the props we use. Transition name. It's a class which we use in our CSS files, because all your animation from CSS, transitioning, opacity, and something like that. We will call it article, for example. Transition enter timeout. It's a timeout when your component will enter in your DOM. So let's it will be 500. And leave timeout when you would like unmount your component in 300 milliseconds. Your component will remove from your DOM. So I will not create styles. I'll put it to index. Sorry, but don't waste time. This. Here we just write style, and we will not use example. We will use article. Yes. So article inter. Yes, we will explain. I will explain. So we will edit. So where is our article? We edit. Let's see what we have. Something like that. You see first. Oh no, I will show you
So there are
better.
some preformatted names from React, right, for this animation?
Yes. They use hooks, component did mount, component will mount, and so on. So I will show you it's. Where is our component? Our component is Lee, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, no, this one. Pay attention to the class.
What? Change it back. No. You can
You
change
see,
the
in
animation duration.
yes. For example, let it be 5,000. Okay, 5 seconds. And let's go to index. And here we also. Let's try. How it works. First, CSS transition groups fires article inter, and the 1 millisecond, I don't know, in ordering this class, article interactive. It means your styles, these styles, opacity 001 fires. After that, it's opacity 1. And we use transition and like a straight these two phases about 5 seconds. Because of it, animation works. So again, and oh yes. You see, first animation 3 seconds, remove from DOM. Add to DOM, 5 seconds, finish. So no, I will show it's better. Yes, 5 seconds, finish. 3 seconds, finish. They have more features. I highly recommend you to read about it. I don't know, will you face it in a real project in ACTUM? I don't know, because I work in 2 projects and I didn't see it. But otherwise, if you build, for example, single page application which builds only on React, I think it will be better for you. So it was about animation. Add CSS transition group. And push it. So that's all for this lesson. Thank you. It was like a little bit easier. Tomorrow, not tomorrow, in 1 week we will cover form validation as I promised. It will have hard coding, how to use only pure React. No, not pure React. I mean without Redux, and that's another features, how to validate our forms. And we will face how to connect third-party component, because in the internet you can find a lot of ready components. For example, date picker, filtering. So don't reinvent a bicycle. You can reuse it. So we will face with it how to import styles, how to enter components, how to work with documentation, props, and so on, so on, so on. But for this lesson, that's all. Do you see, yes, boss? Small question for you.
We will. We will.
I highly recommend you because Westboss uses practicing methods, how to use it in real world, connected with databases, how to use authentication, and so on, so on, so on. And in one lesson, we begin to work with Flux, Redux, and other stuff.
I have a couple questions.
Yes.
So first one is how to create components which covers other components or some like that.
What do you mean about covers?
I mean like the CSS
Transition group?
transition group.
I see. We just import this. It's also third-part component, which we will use in 1 week. Is the
How
third
to
part?
create it? I mean, there I just yeah,
Okay.
you know, like how to
I see. I see.
insert it.
Oh, so here you see how we import another component, yes, and put props here, but we didn't wrap it.
Yeah.
We can wrap it. If you wrap something in components, it will pass also via props children. For example, I will show you. We have app, yes. Let's create, for example, it's not connected with the application, just to show how it works. Main, I don't know. And so it will be import React from React. Let's export default, just a function which we pass props, and here we return props children. That's all? I think no. Yes. So we go to our app. Let's commit it and import main from components main. Let's see what we have now. We don't have anything. Let's think why.
We have to pass app into the main.
No, we don't need. Let's go to main and write console props.
Yeah, in the main we don't have.
Oh, yes, yes, yes. We need to go to. Yes, sorry, it's a bad example. Don't change this one. So how to create a better app. Yes. Main. Here these props go to app. Import main from main.js. and wrap.
Mm-hmm. But then we have to.
Let's see what we have in our props. Nothing. Okay. Let's go to our React. And no. Okay, cool. Okay, let's do it a little bit better. Let's call it export. Let's create class better. Class main extends React component under. Here in return we pass this stuff, this props children, export default main. So now it should work. And we would like to see our props main. Let's go to up. Yes, should work now. Yes, we have main, but props, no props. Let's go.
Here you should have app, not main.
Yeah.
App.js.
Like the props.
Or not. If you go to app.js, the main file.
Oh yes.
Yeah, you should have.
Yes, you're right. Sorry. So yes, we have app, this component, and in main we wrap all our childs. If we go here, props children, one component which calls form, and another one which calls article list. So form and but if we remove, we don't have. The same principle is in CSS transition group.
Yeah.
They also wrap it and write here this props children and a little more methods with animation. Yes.
And one more question.
Yes.
Can we write a code not in ECMAScript?
Yes.
Pure React?
Oh, there is no meaning pure React. React is just a library, JavaScript library. We use plain JavaScript, but this is ECMAScript 6 and 7. We also can use ECMAScript 5. I shown in on the first lesson how to write and create components in any type of standard of JavaScript. But I recommend you to use the last standard of JavaScript. Because all documentation, all new third-party components is written on the last standard of JavaScript. For example, composition. Yes, you see again in the documentation of from Facebook we see class extends React components. It's ECMAScript 6.
Okay.
But
we can do it in pure JavaScript, right?
We can. But yes, we can. Otherwise, ECMAScript 7 is supported, I think, everywhere. In Internet Explorer 11 also. No? Otherwise, yes, we use Babel. We use Babel to transpile ECMAScript 6.7 to ECMAScript. And one question more. You can't writes this code without Babel because J6. This is not a pure JavaScript, as you said. Yes, it's like a JavaScript extension. Otherwise, you need Babel. In any cases, you need Babel. But you can, in first lesson, please read it, write it. First lesson, I show how it looks like in pure JavaScript.
Just main question is how that .NET developers use it, because we don't have Babel or something like that, or compiling it.
So this React uses only for dynamic data. If you render data from server, it's not dynamic data. We use templating, HTML, nunJAX, I don't know, free marker, and so on, so on, so on. But if you have, for example, login page, when frontend send credentials to the server, you can use React here. And we pass only big, where is it? SRC up. No, where is it? Oh. Where is it? Static bundle.js. But I don't see this bundle.js. Oh. Where is it? Components. It's invisible. Okay.
Because we did not run the build.
Yes, maybe. Yes, we pass one big JavaScript file to you, and this JavaScript creates all work.
Okay. Just there is a problem, like I'm backend developer and have some issue with the JavaScript file, and I have to install all of these tools
No,
for fixing one bit back.
you don't need it, because if you have back from JavaScript, you need fire your front-end developer. Front-end developer should provide the ready JavaScript file, and your work just put it to, I don't know, CMS or something where you need it, and that's all.
I mean that, for example, some little issue.
Don't do it. It's not your work. It's not your work fix bugs from JavaScript.
Yeah, it maybe sometimes so longer than I can fix for 3 minutes.
You can, but it will be conflicts in Git. And maybe
conflict in Git, it's I don't know, it's a usual problem.
if front-enders has merge conflict, it's one thing. If backend and front-end has merge conflict connected with front-end, it's another. But otherwise, discuss it with your teammates from front-end. And otherwise, it's here. So beautiful. Imports, static, but in bundle.js it will be messy. You will not understand what's going on.
Yeah, so because how to say, I mean, is main problem why I ask this question, because sometimes I want to fix little backs, but for it I have to install all of these tools.
If you work in front end, yes, you need to install everything. If you want, after lesson we can discuss it. So, any questions?
The same for the backend, right? So if frontend wants to do something, we cannot just like give me one thing and I pick only this and I don't get anything. It doesn't work. It's impossible.
So I think turn off it.